They're ready. She's got my own.
Okay, so the time is 6 o'clock and I call the January 28th Board of Selectmen meeting to order. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Comments? Approval of the minutes from January 14th.
Move to approve.
Any comments?
Double, if we print on both sides of the paper, we'll save some money on paper.
I don't know why it didn't print on double side. Sometimes it
I'm
does,
just cheap.
doesn't it?
Well, you can
All right, all in favor of approving minutes from January 14th, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, hearing none, they're approved. Additions to the agenda, before we move on to our presentation, I just need to add to the agenda, to appoint the auditor. And that can be under new business.
Great.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay,
I assumed you made that motion, so.
yeah. Auditor. All right, so that'll be under new business, and now we're on to our presentation by Civic Plus, and this is about, a website and some other, programs that we're looking at. So, on to you guys.
All right, great, thank you. I'm David Hall at Civic Plus, your account executive. I have here Megan Underwood. She's our one of our solution engineers. She's going to be walking us through the presentation today. About how much time do we have?
Just a short, maybe like 15 minutes, if that's.
15 minutes? Okay, great.
Or less.
Just gonna,
Or less.
I don't have my voice today, so I'm gonna hand things over to Megan.
So you got the cold.
You got your cold and 4-year-old?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So just to confirm, everyone can hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, so we will keep it short and sweet today, but just to introduce myself, my name is Megan Underwood. I'm what's called a solutions engineer at Civic Plus, which Civic Plus, we provide a variety of local government softwares to, of course, local governments such as yourself, as well as a variety of other government entities, special districts, one-off sites like public libraries, things like that. So today, what we'll be looking at is our content management system or website that you can manage yourself, post information. Now, real quick here, I did just click share and it says I need permission.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. All right, let's give that one more try here. And we're gonna go. Perfect. All right. Let me know when you can see my screen. You should be looking at standard website examples.
You can say it.
Wonderful. All right. So just briefly here, what we have been in discussion about and provided a quote for is one of our municipal websites. We have, put together this website and management system. We are a full service turnkey website provider. We provide everything from the hosting, implementation services, the ability to log in to the back end in a user-friendly environment to update any content. We also provide ongoing customer service and technical support resources. So really full service, always here to be your advocate, strategic partner, and local government expert when it comes to technology. What we've provided in the quote in terms of the website is one of our standard website designs. So we have some really beautiful templates here. All of our website designs are entirely mobile responsive, meaning that they look great on a smaller screen size, whether that's a smartphone or tablet. And then, of course, we customize one of these templates with your branding, organize the content and such. So here's an example of one of our customers using that templated design. They have a nice image in the background. We help you to organize the content. We also do all the heavy lifting to bring over your existing content onto the website. And of course, we optimize it for usability and compliance. We really hold your hand throughout the entire process. And of course, you do not need to be a technology expert or even a designer in order to go through implementation of this website. We provide all of those services for you, and then we even train you in your actual website so that you know how to do the day-to-day items of posting news items, calendar events, editing pages, and a variety of the other tools that we have built throughout the site. Real quick, just to take a look at some of the features that we have built in. We have a built-in calendar, really easy to create recurring events, all searchable by start end date. If anyone has ever asked, how many council meetings did we have last year? You could just say, hey, go visit the website. You can break down these calendars into as many categories as you would prefer. A fun item here, though, is with these different resources. Of course, just one little click here, I can get a quick when and where type item. But then, of course, I can click directly into the calendar event. You can include an image, but with these tools, they're also integrated. And that's to streamline your staff's time and effort as well as your own. So you'll see up in the corner, we have a download agenda link. This was automatically added by the system. And it takes me right to that specific calendar events agenda center entry, which gives me a link to the PDF of the agenda for specifically December 18th, a link to the minutes for that meeting, and even a link to their YouTube page where they have posted the live stream of their meeting. Everything opens up upon clicking. And then, of course, any documents will open in a new tab. That way I get to see it before I download it. So really easy to find all these resources. And with this customer, here's all those city council meetings for the entire year of 2024. So if anyone has ever requested, I want to see those minutes from that specific meeting, now you can just share a link to the website and they can grab that information. Now, in regards to the notification element, we do include a notification piece. It is, using that kind of emergency notification infrastructure. So I've brought up a customer here. They have a couple different communication tools that they are using, but the one that we're looking at here, they refer to as Civic Ready. This is an emergency notification tool, as well as able to really geo-target notifications as well. It can also be used for internal notifications, so great for staff. If you ever need to notify everyone in the City Hall building, if you need to reach out to a specific emergency management group. But from a public perspective, I click on the link. I get a nice write-up of all the different ways that I can sign up for alerts. We even offer a mobile app. So if anyone's a little iffy on giving their mobile phone number, giving their email address, just encourage them to download the app. They'll still get the notifications. Have a nice sign-up page here, but of course you're able to import anyone into the system. Also notice we have the ability to set preferred language. So instead of your staff providing, multiple or providing a message in multiple languages, the solution will do that for you just based on selection. And then it will automatically translate any messages that you send out, whether that's in written, email, or text, or in a voice alert in spoken language. Finally, you can create as many notification groups as you would like. So you can see here they've defined a default group, and then they've added a few other groups that I may want to subscribe to, such as any type of city facility closures or utility alerts. But maybe I don't use their utility services, so I can just sign up for closings, and therefore I'm not receiving a form of notification that I don't need. We do also build in weather alerts as well. This is all integrated with the website so that whenever I post a notification, I can enable a top banner item up top here, like we see on this customer site. Again, all mobile responsive and saving myself time and effort. I did not need to, duplicate my efforts. Also, this tool is able to be integrated with social media, including Facebook and X. So again, when I click publish, it goes to my website, it goes to my subscribers, it goes to my Facebook, it goes to my X profile, or formerly Twitter, and it can even integrate with Nextdoor. So I wanted to keep that quick and high level, but that really covers the front end experience of the website and some of the key elements of implementation. Any questions about what we've gone through or anything that you would like for me to mention that maybe I didn't touch upon? Just want to be respectful of time.
That's the main reason, yeah.
That's the main reason, and one of the main reasons why we're switching to a new one is this is ADA compliant.
Just one, right?
Yes. Yep. ADA compliance is a really key feature for us. That's why we get really hands-on with implementation. So we will launch a website that is highly compliant with WCAG 2.1, which is what the ADA was just updated to. And then we also have a ton of training where we kind of coach you through the basics of creating compliant content. We have a lot of tools built into the back end of the website, built in as safeguards to help encourage you to add that alternative text, keep in compliance. But we are here to be your experts in that regard. So if you ever have any questions, concerns, you just reach out to your customer success manager at Civic Plus, and we'll walk you through any knowledge related to the ADA or accessibility that you would like.
All the documentation we post online on this website, we would be required to keep backup documentation here with local. So that if at some point in the future, if a new mousetrap comes along that's better,
What do you mean?
so that all the records that are being posted on this website for the various meetings.
They're already on
Right.
copy.
Yeah, we are.
They're already on copy in the town hall.
Okay.
We put them on the website as a courteous for
Okay.
residents and.
I just wasn't sure if this was being presented as being a vault for our
No,
documentation.
no, they
No.
all have to be in the town clerk's office or somewhere else, so.
Yeah, this can
Okay.
absolutely serve as, a kind of repository for all of your documentation. And just know from a contractual standpoint, the entire design and all of the content of the website that we implement or that you create when you're live, it's all yours. It's owned by you. We don't own any of that. So also as you grow and add to the website, that's all yours. And if you were to go anywhere afterwards, we provide all that to you.
No, we have the numbers, I can show you the numbers.
Yeah.
We're done, yeah. Did you guys have any more questions?
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk
Thank
soon.
you.
Better.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Feel better,
Bye.
Dave.
Feel better.
Thank you.
With the, that's at the end to approve. Okay, so basically, this takes the place of, we don't have a website that's ADA
No.
compliant right now. It takes the place of Check My Gov, which does our mass notifications now. It takes the place of the agenda minutes. E-code,
We haven't done
We
that
haven't
piece yet, but
done
it
that
will
yet.
take that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about the same, yeah.
so overall, it actually reduces our cost by $2,000
And we get a website,
A month?
a year.
Oh,
A
yeah.
year total.
but we don't have a website now.
So the total
Pay for
recurring
it.
cost is 7,400 right now, we're paying like 95, 9,600. So you'll have the added bonus of a brand new website and ADA compliant that we don't have now. And we'll have more functionality than we have now. We'll be able to send mass notifications or notifications to this road is being repaved. You need to know that, so it's just sent to that road. When you should boil water, when to just those that Connecticut water, you can send it just to those people. It has a lot more functionality than what we have now. And it'll be cheaper than what we're paying for now.
Okay.
So,
Do you have any questions for me before I take that? You do, just.
So in order to send those address specific notifications, we would have to have their contact information. in
we would
depth.
have to, in order to send, the mass location. Yeah, it goes by location, but they would already have to be signed up for the text alerts. Everybody in that location?
Not the
Yeah,
location
not the
thing,
location.
that's geo.
Oh, it's all by
Yeah,
geo.
that's, I think it goes to home phones.
I don't
in
know
that
how
geo
that
area.
works.
He's like, I'm pretty sure what, we should have asked, but I'm pretty sure what he said originally when we saw it was that geo piece works.
Because people don't have
For-
home phones anymore.
I know, but that's a piece they can get without you being signed up.
Okay,
It'll also go to your cell phones, but that geo, the verbal alert,
yeah,
which is that I think goes to registered home phones.
okay,
All three of them.
And emails and, yeah, so.
yeah. It only
I
does,
think that, I'm not positive about that, we can definitely double check that piece.
I don't remember.
I thought it was. But I know it's geo, I know it, doesn't matter if they're signed up or not, like the day we had an incident. You know, people got
The state,
notified that
oh.
we're in that was the state, they get
Yeah.
notified that we're in that area, whether they were signed up or not.
Yeah,
I mean, because people that don't live here, and they said that too, even if you don't live there and but that's if you had the app.
You know
It
what the
goes out to
problem,
the app too.
you know what the problem with that is though, is at any one given point in time, you might have all of the correct information in the database for people in that location. But now it is incumbent upon you to always make sure that it is up to date, because if a year from now, 15 months from now, there were a forest fire, somebody has sold their house, somebody else has bought the house, and they didn't get alerted by the town, but everybody else did. Now
so
you've
the
got a liability.
emergency ones that still come from the state.
Right.
Well, even when the whole thing happened with the state emergency ones, the state said they still had to be opted in for it to get the alert, so.
Yeah, I think that part of that is the app, if you have the app, wherever you are, even if you're in another state, if
Yeah,
there's
if
an
you have the
alert in
app,
that
you're
area
good.
where you are standing,
They have
you'll
to,
get the alert.
they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to download
Fine.
the app, so they do have to do something.
Most of the
stuff we're sending out is non-emergency.
Right.
Yeah, we're very, like,
It
we
is
don't
also-
send anything out emergency right now, and I don't plan on doing it unless we have an emergency, but most of the emergencies are, the state police are involved, or like the state's involved in some way, and they have a system for emergencies,
Thank you, Julie.
we would only do our own emergency if something ever happened that I would have to do it, but most of the times it's the alert, the weather stuff, the flash flood stuff,
Sure,
the,
I
that
understand.
all comes out through the state system, so.
I'm just, you might want to, just the next time you're talking to your lawyer, just ask, are we creating a hazard for ourselves? And, you know, it could be like in our industry, every year you get a notification from your brokerage firm or your bank. Contact information, trusted contact. Confirm your address, confirm your telephone number, so forth, so on. And we send this information out to all clients. If you don't send it back to us, we're relieved of the legal responsibility of updating any of that information. But that's the way, at least in the finance
For the
industry.
most part, I think what we're sending is based on opting into it. Yeah, based on the opt-in.
And so as the lawyer, if you offer a system
Yeah.
and somebody hasn't been, even if they haven't chosen to opt into it, do you still have an obligation as a public body to inform them somewhere? I mean, it sounds like a great thing. I'm just trying to figure out forest fire. We didn't know there was a forest fire.
Well, I have the text mic up right now, and I did text for that to let people know stuff. I basically.
But again, it
just
only
sent them-
goes to the people that opted
But
in.
yeah, that opted in, and that's when afterwards, when people are like, well, we didn't get that, I'm like, did you sign up? Because we've been advertising this system for years now, and most people know about it, it's in the newsletter, it's posted all over the place with scan cards, and any public event we have, I have information for it at the farmer's market everywhere, so.
Well, we can double check that GL thing, how
Yeah.
how they get notified and how they get signed up.
Yeah.
And double check that.
Yeah, I'll check. All right, correspondence and announcement.
Favorite show.
Hello. So I received an email from Patrick McCormick from Uncas Health, just in regards to the, federal, shutdown on, grant fund on funding for, grants and stuff. Just an FYI that they don't know if if their programs are gonna get, frozen, but, they do have some important, programs that they do for us that could be affected, so just a heads up, and that's their block grant, their immunizations grant, their epidemiology and laboratory capacity grant, the Connecticut Breast and Cervical Early Detection Program, the Workforce Development Grant, Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant, opioid prevention contracts, and the Tai Chi Kwan Senior Resource Grant, so if anyone participates in any of those, just be prepared if there's any delays. I received an email from, Jamie at, DEP. The 30-day CEP public notice period for the, DEP trail closed on January 16th with no comments received. Their office will be preparing a draft deed capturing the transfer in fee title and easement to the town of Allentown, incorporating the prepared survey, a Schedule A legal description, and they'll be in touch when it's ready, so we can send it to our legal counsel.
Has the portion of that land transfer that concerned McGuire's?
No, because we can't do that until after we get the land, and then we switch it.
Then I get something for executive session.
We can't go into executive session without it being on the agenda.
Okay, then after we turn the TV off, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do we still approve our rule list every year through, have you gotten anything? I haven't seen anything.
I think they sent me something when I was on vacation, but I don't remember seeing it. It came in a different kind of format, so I gotta look for
We
it.
should do it yearly.
They don't send it in
I
the
don't
mail
remember seeing that
anymore.
anymore.
They don't send it in the mail anymore, and I think they did send it, and I gotta look for it.
Okay.
It came in a weird format.
Maybe it's really like to do online.
Yeah, it's all online now. So I gotta look it up. We don't have any changes right now until all that goes through, and I don't know how, it might not be on their list till next year. I received the request today for the reason to ride, for them to go to use the roads through town. So it's scheduled this year for June 8th, 2025.
Note to self to not be in town.
I received, a notice from Eversource about their, vegetation management plan for, the year, and it is a total of statewide, that's statewide. The roads scheduled for vegetation are highlighted. The roads scheduled for vegetation are highlighted, and it's like almost all the state roads, or a lot of the roads, they will be doing, tree trimming. And that's all I have. Oh, I did have, a packet from the cost legislative priorities for 2025 and the CCM legislative priorities. So a lot of them overlap. There are NECOG ones too, and I haven't printed those out yet. When I do, I'll give them to you, and I will some for, get to, so they're just to review, and if anyone wants to talk about anything or act on anything in there, just let me know.
Mhm.
And that's all. Public Works report. Just a question, I've gotten a couple of questions from residents about, sand. In the past, the town has provided, sand for residents to use on their driveway.
Mhm.
We no longer purchase sand because we've changed our, road, snow and ice policy to be strict salt. So we don't have sand for residents anymore.
Mhm.
We're not buying it, so, we were buying it by the ton, and, we don't have a small way to buy it for residents, so there is none available.
So we're not using salt, but,
Right, in sand.
okay. I understood you said we're no longer using salt on the roads.
No, we're no longer using sand, so if I said salt, I didn't mean that.
Okay.
We're not using sand, we're using straight salt.
Straight salt, okay.
The local traffic authority at the last meeting, it was requested to see the, reports from the new school zone signs. So, I printed out with the new system we have, I can print out reports, so I printed one out by speed. So there's one report for each sign, so, because they're going 2 different ways. The sign in front of the housing authority is tracking the speeds of people going through town, coming from the Rhode Island side.
Mhm.
Since the sign has been on, which was December 3rd, we've had 45,721 vehicles go through. In a range of speed from 1 to 5 miles an hour, up to 66 to 70 miles an hour, there were 3. And the average, the speed with the most was the 36 to 40. So,
Median.
yeah. So that's interesting. And then the traffic coming from the Griswold side. We had 43,604. And that also, well, that has the median speed of 31 to 35.
And this is the heading towards Griswold westbound,
This is the one coming from Griswold, so,
eastbound.
yeah. And that goes all the way up to 55, 60, so.
And what was the period report dated from December 3rd to?
December to, okay. At 5:45, when I printed the report.
It's
5:47.
It's 56 days.
Yeah.
You had less than 1,000 cars a day. Would have thought it'd been a lot more than that.
Well, let's check to see what it says in the summertime.
Yeah, it'll be different. Yeah. That's a little piece of what the,
I can actually make it out of the road here in wintertime.
yeah.
Just out of curiosity, in the statistics that this Gizmo can do for us. So we see the speed bands. Does it also record times?
Mhm.
Where the speeding occurs, so that, for instance, if we see that the speeding 36 to 45 miles per hour is largely happening after 5 p.m., well, that's not as much a concern because school's out, the buses are going, who cares? But if it's happening, between the hours of 8 to 3,
Yeah.
then we know we have a more significant issue that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I can run a report by the time.
Right.
Yeah, can you download it, like download it into Excel and then we can format it by hours or we can.
I will
Create
create you
that.
guys do that.
I can create an Excel report.
I can show you how all the reports get run, but Excel and me are not friends.
I can do that. We can get it into the PSP form or
Excel
Excel.
does not like me. But it does run a report for that, pretty much anything. And the first report I tried to run, I guess I wasn't paying attention and I ran a report for everything because it was like spinning. I'm like, all right, maybe I broke it because I didn't like pick categories.
Mhm.
So I think it was overwhelmed to try to sort all the data.
Well, H for
one
doing
report.
somewhere in China is what you're telling me.
You can report on so many things. If you're them all at once, it's not right. So,
Well, it's encouraging to see if the speeding problem is not as egregious as we've been worried that it was.
Yeah, that's good to know,
yeah,
great information.
yeah. So we're on to finance report.
Yay.
Yeah. Budget prep, we started, are we online first or?
Sure.
Okay. Passed out the worksheet to everybody to start, we have a tentative schedule, everything pretty much is due to the Board of Selectmen and the March, Board of Selectmen meeting. Tracy and I last year went to some of the commission meetings in March, maybe we'll not again, this year. We're still, at the Board of Ed and everyone else to make sure they have their capital project plans in place by then, so we can pick through those projects and make sure we have that. And we're working with Public Works on their capital project plans. We're having another meeting next week on that. Tomorrow we're attending the cost meeting,
Where's cost?
AquaTurf, it's the Council of Small Towns. I'm
I thought so,
yeah, although I'm on the board there.
Aquature, I heard you say.
Yeah, it's
So
like the
lunch is
AquaTurf.
involved. Okay.
they're going through the budget, what the budget, projections are gonna be for this year, so hoping to get some information. Kathy said, or the tax assessor said, hopefully by the end of this month, which is this week, we'll have the, mill rate, total assessment. Then I'll be able to figure out just what the mill rate will be. Tentatively, right now, it is going down, but I don't have the school, budget, we don't have our budget, so we won't know, how much the increase is. But from the tax assessment alone,
Mhm.
it looks like we'll go down in mill rate.
The checks keep going up, but the nobody goes down.
I can't control the mill, I can't control the assessment.
Okay.
And nobody in the town hall can control the
I know.
assessments on housing. Healthcare projections, I attended a meeting last week, right now it's looking at 10 to 12%. They should have another meeting and final projections next month. For our March meeting, we should have the final rate. Tax forms, all W-2s for our employees have been mailed out. I finished all the 1099s for the contractors, they were mailed out. OPM, when the audit report's finished, we have to report all that information to OPM and their fiscal health monitoring system. So I have to complete that this week. Cybersecurity training, everybody got a new training campaign. So everybody needs to complete their cybersecurity training.
744 days away from working on it.
It's very important for our cybersecurity insurance. By having that, it helps keep our insurance.
But if I
Lower.
don't log on and I don't use email with the government, I'm all set. Okay,
But how are you going to get government?
I'll come down here and ask you to print it out for me.
Employee benefits meeting, we had a employee benefits meeting today, we handed out the new handbook you guys approved, which I need to get all you guys to sign. Darlene, Kish, and Mark Massa came. I did talk to Mark today and asked if there's a Roth, piece available with our 457, and, he did email back and said, yes, if we wanted out a Roth version, we can do that. So we can check to see if anybody's interested in that.
And Darlene did say that, we're in the state program
Mhm.
and we have the state health insurance and the state, vision and the state dental. I always thought we had to stay, keep them all three together if we were with the state program, but she said we can look at different options for, the vision and the dental if we want to. And I think
So we can
people,
look and see if there's any more cost.
people were pretty interested in checking to see if there were different options, for those two, so,
And we can see if it's more cost effective for
Yeah.
the town as well.
yeah.
That's a good thing.
Sand ductile renewal, I did that today. That's just for, grants, federal grants. That we may or may not be getting anywhere right now.
We have to do that every year.
Every year, yeah. Quarterly reports, so Department of Labor, we always have to, send in the labor reports for whoever works for the town. And those were completed, so I think that was it for this month.
Excellent.
That's fine. Move on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No.
January is always a crazy month.
All right, treasurer's report. Submitted by Tony the treasurer. Investment and interest earned for December, $6,878, and year to date, $80,406. And then an update on Citizens Bank.
Yep.
Yeah, any questions?
No, where do we stand with Sunnyvale?
We're pretty much, starting to deposit money through the checks. And we've got everybody signed up. I just ordered checks from my, accounts for the transportation and the general fund. The school still needs to order their checks. So I think maybe we're having the next meeting for the whole finance group next, Tuesday, I think it is. So we'll decide then when we go finally go live date, so to speak. So I think everything's pretty much on our end is ready. I'm not sure the school's ready yet.
All right.
Old business. ARPA funds, no updates. Trip grants, no updates. CIF, I don't have any updates.
We did the quarterly report, that's about it.
Yeah, the reports have been done. Parking ordinance, I sent it to Rich and for review, he changed. He revised the part on towing vehicles to refer to state statutes. And the traffic authority sets the rules, and the first selectman or the designee can enforce them through tickets or citations. So it's all ready to be approved. So we can move it forward, to present it to the town.
Okay.
If we're ready, that's all I see, just change the bottom. And we're the part of it. Excuse me,
Move.
move to approve. So there's a motion to approve the parking regulations ordinance, and I will second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so we will, there's a couple other ordinances, I think, that we might have soon, so I think I'm just gonna beginning to present this one in a town public hearing now, or we can wait and do a couple at a time.
Mhm.
We'll see. No,
No, I'm good.
okay, so we'll wait. Maybe I'll have one ready for the next meeting. Some of the, there's the, beach pond ordinance that I'm working on with a couple of residents, about, speed, for speed signs in some of the locations. Working with the voting division on that, because they said if I present to them a couple of ideas that of what residents would like, then they can help me craft it into something, and it would be an ordinance.
This is a speed restricted zone on the lake,
Yeah,
right, 6 miles per hour in the.
yeah.
Good.
So, that I'm working on, and I did have a resident reach out to me about, people that are frontier, going door to door, and the hours that they're doing it. And when I was looking for the parking ordinance, I did see a couple of towns had ordinances that required, door to door, business people to register at the town hall. So that they're put on like so their car plates are registered and their name are made like public, so that if people are worried about it, they can, if they see a car in their driveway, they can go to the website or call the town hall and see that it's a registered person. And that there are like, if we wanted to put like set hours where they could go door knocking and not at like 8 o'clock at night or something. If that's something that it seems like, so
It's gonna hurt Brian Lanui and all his witnesses' lifestyle.
a lot of people have been concerned about it, especially out here and when it's at night and stuff. But I did see a couple of towns had it, so I was gonna, pull one of those out and see if it was something that I might be interested in.
How would we make these people who are soliciting door to door aware?
Well, a lot of them are, if they do it for a business, they do know that some towns have, ordinances on it, so they call the town hall. And they talk to Pam, like she gets a lot of phone calls from them, like, oh, do I need to come and register for you? And she tells them, we don't have any, ordinance that says you have to, but it's a good idea to let us know.
So you don't get shot.
Yeah, so that we can, if anyone wants to come in or call and ask, we can tell them that you did come in and talk to us. So those are a couple that are being worked on. So the ordinance is done, new business, tax refund. Ray.
Did the projections? Something we're skipping?
That was with the treasurer's report.
Okay. Is there anything you want to mention about
I
that?
don't know what.
I think it's just the total of the monthly.
I don't know anything about that. It was just with his report.
Yeah, that's just the the total so far we've done since July is 121,000 in interest. So we have. Or is that what he's, no, that's what he's projecting, sorry. He's projecting the total, the actual so far we've gotten 80,000. We budgeted 105, but he's projecting that we're gonna get 121. That may or may not happen because we still have 6 months worth.
All right.
The tax refunds, I have 752 Valentine Road, Griswold for $74.68. 358 Rockville Road for $55.12. 873 Econ Hill Road for $38.22. And that is what it's been recommended. by-
Move to pay the tax refunds as requested.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We said, Deborah, the ones that I have, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
1 or 2. Thought there was one more.
There's two.
Going up, yeah, sure.
One of them's Rupel, I think. Yeah, sorry.
I signed a check last week for this.
That's probably something else.
$1,000 for the,
Oh, for the parking lot? Yes, we rent the parking lot for the beach.
okay, was it something different?
Yeah, this is the housing authority.
Sharon Rupel
Sharon Rupel
and Deborah Chasen.
and Deborah Chasen to be appointed to the housing authority.
Okay, so moved.
So all in favor of appointing Sharon Rupel and Deborah Chasen to the housing authority, say aye.
With that,
Aye.
thanks.
Yeah, lots of thanks. Thank you.
Like 40 years she's been on it.
All right, so they're reappointed. Civic Plus discussion and vote. So, we, check to see, I do a lot of the website stuff right now and the message alerts. And, like having like this program is just like great. And we're actually paying less for it, so I would recommend that we,
It's only a good idea, more
That we do
functionality,
it.
cheaper price.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a no-brainer if you're spending less money on it, and it satisfies the requirement of
the
the
ADA requirement.
ADA requirement, which we're not following right now.
And it's very user friendly for posting and,
For cell phones too, which
Yeah.
are not.
Ours is in.
Cell phone.
I'll move.
so you made a motion that we, switch to Civic Plus.
Civic Plus.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, all approved.
All right, $2,000 more than kidding.
And the next is, Adam Burrows. I think I mentioned that at a meeting before,
No, you didn't.
has been the superintendent
You
for,
resigned?
yeah, he's resigned. And, to go in effect at the end of the school year. So in the meantime, the Board of Education, they're the ones that are hiring for the new superintendent. So they're in the process of, doing that. They've hired a consultant, from CAVE, which is,
Connecticut Association of Board of
Yeah.
Education.
who is assisting them. And, the board has designated themselves the, only people to vote for the new superintendent. So, part of the process is, the representative from CAVE is gonna be meeting with different groups of people in town to get their input as to what they think should be looked for in the next superintendent. So, there have a survey going out. I think it's a survey.
I think so.
A survey going out to residents to get their input as to what they think the superintendent characteristics should be.
Fogging glass would be top of the list, I suppose.
And so we're meeting with her as the elected officials,
Mhm.
and appointed officials. Or staff, was it staff?
Town officials.
Town officials, yeah. We're meeting. Oh, what was his name? Where is that?
Very hard.
It's by Zoom, so.
February 5th at 11.
Yeah. So, see if you can,
No,
and,
what day next week?
it's a
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Um,
But I don't have to be posted if all the selectmen are there.
Yeah, I'll have to just post it as a, just have to say, it's, meeting with Cave.
So that's the same day that the Zoom meeting is supposedly happening.
That's how we're meeting with it, with it on.
That is.
That is it, the
That is-
Zoom meeting, yeah,
okay.
the Zoom meeting, we can have it in here.
Can I do that remotely?
Yes, you can do it remotely, too.
Good.
I do this,
That will make my family life much better.
yeah,
Do we have to live stream that?
no. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. We can, I don't see it, not anything super. That's what that is, and then we have the appointment of the auditor. So. We use King as our auditor. They sent. The projected cost.
Oh, we read that one.
Here you can read it. We went out to bid for an auditor, was it been like 2 years ago, 3 years ago? And I think they were the only ones that.
Nobody wants to do audit work. then.
Yeah. We can go out to bid again if we want, but I don't really see the point. So, just, I recommend staying with them and, carrying on, so we just have to make a motion and vote on it.
Okay. Move that we hire King and pay them as requested.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
King, aye. So King have been, reappointed. Okay, anything else? Yeah, that's where everything on
So move to close.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Mhm.
Just, as a suggestion.
Yeah.
For future meetings, it might all be worthwhile just having executive session on the agenda and
I
then
think you have to
Yeah,
put
but why?
specifically what it's for. It's very strict.
discuss matters.
Yeah, there's certain things that you have to have it on the agenda and you have to, say why, because there's only like a limited number of reasons why you can. It has to be like, but for contracts or, staff
Personnel issue.
personnel issues or like legal issues, it has to be like specific. And you have to put it on. the
You don't do
agenda.
that in the bank board, so.
I know. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we have to be more transparent, so.
We're done?
You gotta make a motion.
So
We
what?
did.
Did you do the motion then?
Yes.